Welcome to Starbound Valor HFY, where humanity's unbreakable spirit crushes empires and turns the weak into legends. Hit that subscribe button and join the fury, because today the chains of slavery meet Earth's unstoppable rage. In a vast and cold galaxy where stars burned like distant fires, the Galactic Empire ruled with iron claws. Their ships were bigger than mountains, their weapons could crack planets, and their Emperor Zolthar sat on a throne made of conquered worlds. No race dared challenge them. Until humans appeared. Humans were new to the stars, small in number, weak in tech, but full of fire inside. The Empire saw them as easy prey. On a dark day that shook every screen in the galaxy, Emperor Zolthar stood tall in his black armor. His voice thundered across billions of worlds. Hear me now. The race called humans is declared slaves of the Empire. From this moment, they belong to us. Their bodies, their minds, their future, all ours. Alien cheers filled the halls. Ships raced to Earth like hungry wolves. They landed in cities, forests, oceans. Soldiers in shining armor dragged humans from homes, chained their wrists, and loaded them onto giant slave carriers. Mothers cried for children. Fathers fought with bare hands and fell under laser fire. Aliens laughed loud. "Look at these soft creatures," one commander said. "They break so easy. They will serve us forever." Children were pulled from schools. Old people were kicked into lines. Entire families watched their world turn into a prison. The Empire broadcasted the scenes live, humans on their knees, heads bowed, to scare every other race in the galaxy. "This is what happens to those who resist," the Emperor said with a cruel smile. But deep under a mountain on Earth, in a hidden bunker lit by red emergency lights, a young soldier named Jax watched the horror on a cracked screen. His uniform was torn, his face dirty from days of hiding. His fists clenched so hard his knuckles turned white. He whispered to the empty room, "They think we are nothing. They think chains will hold us. They have no idea what happens when humans get angry." Jax turned to his small team, 5 soldiers, 2 scientists, 1 old engineer. Their eyes burned with the same rage. "We are not slaves," Jax said. "We are the storm coming for them." The team nodded. No one spoke much. Words were not needed. Pain and anger spoke louder. Outside, alien patrols marched closer. Sirens wailed. The ground shook from landing ships. In the bunker, a scientist pressed a hidden button. Old machines hummed to life, secret weapons built long ago, hidden from the world. A railgun prototype glowed blue. Virus bombs clicked ready. Explosive traps waited in the tunnels. Jax looked at his people. "Today we fight. Today we show them Earth's fury." He grabbed his rifle, checked the ammo, and stood at the front. His shoulder still hurt from an old wound, but pain meant he was alive. Alive to kill. Suddenly, the bunker door exploded inward. Metal flew like deadly rain. Alien soldiers rushed in, lasers blazing red. Jax opened fire first. Bullets tore through armor. One alien fell screaming. Another charged with a glowing blade. Jax dodged and drove his knife into the alien's neck. Blood sprayed hot. His team fought beside him. A scientist threw a grenade. Boom. Legs and arms scattered. An engineer used a heavy wrench to crush an alien skull. The aliens were shocked. These weak slaves fought like demons. They expected cries, not counterattacks. One alien commander roared, "Kill them all!" But humans used the tight halls smartly. They lured enemies into traps. Spikes shot from walls. Acid sprayed from pipes. Aliens slipped in their own blood. Jax took a laser hit to the shoulder. Pain burned like fire, but he kept shooting. He laughed through gritted teeth. "Is that all you got?" The screen in the corner flickered with Emperor Zolthar's face again. The Emperor smiled wide. "See? Already broken." But Jax stared back at the camera. "Not yet, you bastard. Not yet." He fired one last shot. An alien dropped. The battle slowed. Bodies piled high. Smoke filled the air. Jax stood over a fallen commander. The alien gasped for air. You are primitives." Jax pressed his boot on the alien's chest. "Primitives who just killed your elite squad. Tell your emperor, humans are coming. The alien's eyes widened in real fear for the first time. Jax turned to his bleeding team. Some cried silent tears for lost friends. Others bandaged wounds with torn cloth. We lost good people today, Jax said. But we started something. The chains are breaking. Outside, more ships darkened the sky. Thousands more aliens marched. The real war was just beginning. The galaxy thought humans would kneel forever. Instead, Earth prepared to rise. And when Earth rose, entire civilizations would burn. The Fury was awake. And it would not sleep until every chain was ash. The battle in the bunker ended with smoke curling around broken bodies and the sharp smell of burnt metal hanging thick in the air. Jax stood breathing hard, blood dripping from a fresh cut on his forehead. His team, only 4 left standing now, looked at each other with wild eyes. They had won the first fight, but the cost was high. 2 good friends lay still on the cold floor. No time for tears. Jax knelt by the alien commander he had pinned earlier. The alien gasped, green blood bubbling from his mouth. "You cannot win," the alien whispered. "The Empire is endless." Jax leaned closer. "Endless things fall the hardest." He ended the alien with a quick knife thrust. No mercy. The team dragged the bodies aside and searched them fast. They found keycards, a small data chip, and 1 glowing energy pistol, better than anything humans had. Jax pocketed the pistol. "This is just the start," he said. "We take what they give us and use it against them." Outside the mountain, night had fallen. Alien dropships hovered like angry insects, searchlights cutting through the dark. Slave carriers lifted off full of chained humans heading to distant mines and factories. The Empire thought the job was done. They celebrated on their screens. Alien news anchors praised the quick victory. "Humans kneel already," one said with a laugh. "Primitives always break." But under the ground, Jax's group moved through hidden tunnels. They carried their dead wrapped in jackets. No leaving them for aliens to mock. An old engineer named Mara led the way. She knew these tunnels from years ago when governments built secret bases. "We have a cache 2 miles east," she said. "Weapons, food, medicine. If we reach it, we fight another day." Jax nodded. His shoulder burned from the laser hit, but he pushed the pain down. Pain was fuel now. They moved quiet and fast. Every step echoed danger. Alien patrols walked above, boots thumping. Drones buzzed overhead. 1 drone got too close. Jax raised the stolen energy pistol and fired. A blue bolt hit the drone dead center. It exploded in sparks and fell smoking. The team froze, waiting for alarm. Nothing came. Luck, for once. They kept going. After an hour of crawling and running, they reached the cache. A heavy steel door. Mara punched in an old code. It hissed open. Inside, crates of rifles, grenades, body armor from forgotten wars, even a few anti-air missiles. Scientists had hidden virus samples too, nasty engineered bugs meant for last resort defense. Jax looked at it all. "They thought we were weak," he said. "They forgot we never stay down." Word of the bunker fight spread slow at first. 1 escaped slave, a woman named Lena who hid in the chaos, whispered it to others in the slave lines. They fought back. Killed aliens. Real fight. The story grew. In hidden corners of cities, people passed the tale. A soldier named Jax. He didn't kneel. Hope sparked like tiny fires in the dark. On 1 slave carrier orbiting Earth, chained humans listened as a guard bragged about the easy win. A big man named Rico, once a factory worker, stood up slow. Chains rattled. The guard laughed. "Sit, animal." Rico smiled. Then he yanked hard. The chain snapped at a weak link, old human steel, not alien stuff. He grabbed the guard's throat. Other humans joined. Fists, teeth, rage. The guard screamed. Alarms blared. But 10 humans broke free in that hold. They took weapons from dead guards. They opened more cells. Chaos exploded through the ship. Humans fought deck by deck. Engines roared as the carrier tried to escape orbit. Too late. A group reached the bridge. They killed the pilot. The ship spun wild. Then, with a stolen code, they sent one message down to Earth: "We are free. Join us." The broadcast cut across alien channels for 10 seconds before they jammed it. But 10 seconds was enough. Billions heard. The Empire's perfect victory cracked. Back on the surface, Jax's team heard the broadcast on a small radio. They cheered quiet. "First blood," Jax said. "Now we make them bleed more." They loaded trucks with weapons from the cache and drove through ruined roads toward a nearby city. Aliens had set up a command post there, tall silver tower, guards everywhere, slave pens full. Jax planned fast. "We hit at dawn. Use the virus bomb on their air filters first. Then we go in hard." The team agreed. No long speeches. They knew what was at stake. Night passed slow. They waited in shadows, watching alien lights. At first light, a scientist launched the virus bomb with a quiet drone. It burst high above the tower. Invisible death rained down. Aliens inside started coughing. Eyes bled. They panicked. "What is this?" one screamed. "Humans!" Guards ran to seal doors. Too late. The virus spread fast. Half the base fell sick in minutes. Jax gave the signal. His team charged. Rifles barked. Grenades boomed. Aliens tried to fight back, but sickness slowed them. Jax led the front. He stormed through smoke, pistol blazing. One alien raised a weapon. Jax shot first. Another charged with claws. Jax sidestepped and broke its neck. His team pushed deeper. They freed slaves chained in the pens. Chains snapped. Freed humans grabbed dead aliens' guns and joined the fight. The tower burned. Alien screams mixed with human war cries. In the command room, Jax found the base leader, a tall alien admiral. The admiral stood shaking, virus eating him from inside. "You monsters," he coughed. Jax walked close. "You called us slaves. Look who kneels now." He ended the admiral with one shot. The base fell silent except for crackling fires. As dawn fully rose, Jax stood on the tower roof. Smoke rose thick. Below, hundreds of freed humans looked up at him. Some cried. Some raised fists. News drones, human ones this time, caught the moment. The galaxy would see. The Empire's laugh died. Jax looked at the rising sun. "They took our world," he said loud enough for all to hear. "Now we take theirs." Cheers erupted. But far above, in his throne room, Emperor Zolthar watched the feed. His face twisted in rage. "One base," he snarled. "Send the fleet. Glass their planet if you must. No more games." A massive armada turned toward Earth, hundreds of warships, weapons hot. Jax's victory was sweet, but the real storm was coming. Humans had drawn first blood. Now the Empire wanted revenge. And they would bring hell to finish it. The sun rose bloody red over the smoking ruins of the alien command post. Jax stood on the tower roof, rifle still warm in his hands, watching freed humans below cheer and hug each other. Smoke stung his eyes, but he felt something new: power. Not the fake power of chains and fear, but real power born from rage and blood. His team gathered around him. Mara the engineer wiped grease from her face. Lena, the woman who escaped the slave ship, now carried a captured alien rifle like it was hers forever. Rico, the big factory worker, cracked his knuckles. "We hit them hard," Jax said. "But they're coming back bigger. We need more than guns. We need secrets." He pulled out the data chip from the dead commander. A scientist named Dr. Hale plugged it into a cracked laptop salvaged from the base. Screens flickered. Alien text scrolled fast. Hale's eyes widened. "Battle plans," he whispered. "Fleet movements. Weak points in their supply lines. And something bigger. Hidden tech vaults on the moon of Zorath 9. Weapons they stole from older races. Things even the Empire fears to use." Jax smiled cold. "Then we steal them first." Word of the tower fall spread like fire through dry grass. On every slave planet, in every dark hold of carrier ships, humans whispered the name, Jax. He killed an admiral. He freed hundreds. Guards noticed the change. Humans stopped looking down. Eyes met alien eyes with hate instead of fear. Small revolts started. A kitchen worker on a mining moon poisoned an officer's food. A loader in a factory crushed a guard under heavy crates. Tiny wins, but they added up. The Emperor Zolthar felt the first itch of worry in his throne room. Reports piled up. "One human cell," his advisors said. "Nothing." But Zolthar slammed his fist. "Nothing becomes something if we let it." He ordered elite shock troops, the Black Talons, to Earth. Killers trained to break worlds. No prisoners. Burn it all if needed. Jack's new time was short. He gathered his growing group, now over 200 strong, in an abandoned underground rail line outside the ruined city. Maps spread on crates. "We can't defend Earth forever," he said. "We hit them where it hurts. Their money. Their pride." Hale pointed to the stolen plans. "Here. A supply hub in orbit around Mars. They store fuel, weapons, food for the whole invasion fleet. If we take it, their ships starve." Rico grinned. "Boarding action. I like it." Mara nodded. "We have 3 old shuttles from the cache. Patch them up, arm them heavy. Sneak in quiet." Jax looked at every face. "This is suicide if we fail. But staying here is death slow. Who's with me?" Every hand went up. No hesitation. They worked through the night. Shuttles got engines boosted, hulls patched with scavenged alien metal. Weapons loaded, stolen lasers mixed with human bullets. Virus bombs upgraded. Jax trained the new fighters. They expect fear. Give them fury. Dawn came. 3 shuttles lifted silent from hidden pads, engines muffled. They climbed through atmosphere, dodging patrols. Space was black and cold. Mars grew ahead, red and angry. The supply hub floated in orbit, a giant ring station, lights bright, guarded by 10 warships. Jax's voice crackled over comms. "Go dark. No signals. Approach from the blind side." Shuttles drifted like ghosts. When close enough, grappling hooks shot out. Metal clanged soft. Teams cut into the hull. Air hissed. They slipped inside. The station corridors were clean and bright, alien luxury. Guards walked lazy patrols. Jax's team moved shadow to shadow. First squad hit a fuel depot. Mara planted charges. 10 minutes, she whispered. Second squad, Rico leading, stormed an armory. They grabbed crates of plasma grenades. Alarms stayed quiet. Too quiet. Then a black Talon stepped around a corner. Tall, black armor, red eyes glowing. It saw them. Laser rifle rose. Jax fired first. Blue bolt hit the Talon's chest. Armor cracked but held. The Talon roared and charged. Claws extended. Jax rolled aside. Rico tackled it. Fists hammered. The Talon slashed Rico's arm deep. Blood sprayed. Lena shot it in the back of the head. It dropped. But the shot triggered alarms. Red lights flashed. Sirens screamed. "They know," Jax said. "Fight out." The station turned into hell. Black Talons poured in, fast, deadly. Humans fought back savage. Jax led a charge down a main hall. Lasers crisscrossed. A friend fell, chest burned open. Jax screamed rage and kept shooting. Mara's charges blew. Fuel lines erupted. Fire raced through decks. The station shook. Gravity flickered. Bodies floated in zero-G chaos. Rico grabbed a plasma grenade and threw it into a Talon squad. Explosion lit the dark. Alien screams cut short. Hale hacked a terminal. "I have access." Shutting their defenses. Doors locked on alien reinforcements. Jax's team pushed to the control core. They planted the last virus bomb, deadly code to fry the station's AI. "Evac now," Jax ordered. They ran for the shuttles. Black Talons chased. One grabbed Lena. She twisted, drove a knife into its eye slit. It howled. Rico pulled her free. They piled into shuttles. Grapples released. Engines flared. The station burned behind them, Fireballs blooming silent in vacuum. Half the hub gone. Supply lines crippled. Jax looked back from the cockpit. "That's for our dead," he said quiet. Cheers filled the shuttles. But comms crackled. An Empire broadcast cut in. Emperor Zolthar's face filled the screen. "Humans dare strike our heart? You have sealed your fate." A massive shadow moved on sensors. The Empire's dreadnought fleet, 50 warships strong, dropped out of hyperspace around Mars. Weapons charged. Targeting Earth next. Jax gripped the controls. Blood still dripped from his wounds. "They want to end us," he said. "Let them try." The shuttles raced home, but the sky filled with death. Humans had stolen fire from the gods. Now the gods wanted it back. And they brought an ocean of it. The shuttles screamed back into Earth's atmosphere, hulls glowing red from friction. Jax gripped the controls tight, blood still sticky on his hands from the station fight. Behind them, the Empire dreadnoughts hung in space like black knives pointed at the planet. 50 warships. Enough firepower to turn oceans to steam and cities to glass. Comms crackled with panic from ground stations. "They're locking targets," a voice said. "Evac orders issued." Jax cut in sharp. "No running. We hit back now." The shuttles dove low over ruined landscapes, landing hard in a hidden valley. Fighters poured out. 200 became 400 as word spread. Escaped slaves, farmers with pitchforks turned spears, kids who learned to shoot in the last weeks. All angry. All ready. Jax gathered them under starlight. Maps glowed on portable screens. "The Empire thinks one big fleet ends us," he said. "They forget slaves are everywhere." He pointed to dots across the galaxy. Dozens of worlds where humans toiled in mines, factories, fields. "Those are our armies waiting to wake up." Hale the scientist nodded. "We send the signal." Simple code burst on old frequencies. "Break chains. Rise now." They hear it, they act. Mara added, "We give them tools. Drop virus bombs on guard posts from orbit. Teach them how to use stolen guns." Rico cracked his neck. "And on Earth, we don't wait for the fleet. We take their forward bases. Make landing zones hell." Jax looked at every face lit by the glow. "Today we stop being prey. Today the slaves become the hunters." The signal went out at midnight. Invisible waves carried the message to every slave world. On Calthar 3, a dusty mining planet, humans in chains heard the whisper through hidden earpieces. A woman named Syrah, once a teacher on Earth, stood in the dark barracks. She looked at her people, thin, beaten, but eyes fierce now. "It's time," she said. She walked to the guard tower. The alien sentry yawned. Syrah drove a sharpened rebar through his throat. "Quiet. No scream." Others followed. They took keys, opened cages. Guards died fast. Knives, rocks, bare hands. By morning the mine was theirs. Explosives turned guard ships to scrap. Syrah broadcast to the stars, "We are free. Join us." Similar stories flashed across worlds. On Vexus Prime, factory workers overloaded machines until they exploded, burying overseers in molten steel. On Thaler Outpost, farmers used pitchforks and hydrospikes to slaughter patrols. Each win small. Each win fuel. Emperor Zolthar paced his throne room. Screens showed fires on his slave worlds. Advisors trembled. "Revolts everywhere," one said. "Coordinated. Impossible." Zolthar snarled. "Not impossible. Human rage." He turned to his elite Black Talons commander. "Take your best. Go to the richest colony, Elara Gold. Crush the uprising there. Make an example." The commander bowed. "It will be done." A sleek black cruiser launched, carrying death. On Earth, Jax moved fast. His force, now thousands, hit alien forward bases at dawn. One base sat on a coastal plain, silver walls shining. Guards relaxed, thinking humans broken. Jax's trucks roared in from dunes. Virus drones flew overhead first. Mist fell. Aliens coughed, dropped weapons. Then humans charged. Lasers met bullets. Rico led the front line, roaring as he smashed through a barricade with a stolen power hammer. Lena flanked, picking off snipers with calm shots. Jax went straight for the command dome. Doors blasted open. Inside, an alien officer begged. "Mercy! We surrender." Jax stared cold. "You showed no mercy chaining our children." One shot. Done. The base fell in hours. Humans raised their flag, old Earth blue with a red fist. Cheers echoed over waves. But the biggest test came fast. Scouts reported the Black Talon cruiser landing on Alara Gold, a glittering world of gold mines and pleasure palaces for Empire nobles. Syrah's rebels held the main city, but they were tired, low on ammo. Jax knew this was the moment. "We go off-world," he told his leaders. "We take 3 captured shuttles. Reinforce them. Hit the Talons before they wipe Syrah out." No one argued. They loaded fast. Virus bombs, plasma charges, every gun they had. Shuttles lifted again, punching through atmosphere, jumping to hyperspace on patched drives. Risky. One failure meant death in the void. They dropped out near Alara Gold. The black cruiser hung low, disgorging drop pods. Talons in heavy armor marched on the city. Syrah's people fought from rooftops, windows, streets. Bodies piled. Jax's shuttles screamed in hot. They strafed the cruiser first. Missiles slammed into engines. Fire bloomed. The cruiser listed. Talons turned skyward. Too late. Jax's teams dropped from ramps, boots hitting ground running. He landed in the central plaza. Syrah met him there, blood on her face but smiling. "You came." Jax nodded. "Family doesn't leave family." They fought side by side. The battle raged brutal. Talons were monsters, fast, armored, claws that cut steel. One charged Jax. He dodged, fired point-blank into joints. Armor cracked. The Talon fell. Rico wrestled another, snapping its neck with raw strength. Lena sniped from a tower, headshots dropping elites. Virus clouds drifted, slowing Talons. Syrah led a rush with flaming torches, simple fire against advanced tech. It worked. Fear spread in alien ranks. For the first time, Black Talons retreated. The cruiser tried to lift. Jax's last missile hit the bridge. It crashed into a mountain, exploding in a fireball that lit the night. City streets filled with cheers. Humans embraced. Syrah hugged Jax. "We live because of you." He shook his head. "We live because we fight." But as fires died, a scout ran up breathless. Incoming transmission. Empire wideband. Jax looked up. Emperor Zolthar's face appeared on every screen, every device. His voice ice-cold. "Humans think small wins matter? Behold true power." Sensors screamed. A super dreadnought, bigger than cities, emerged from hyperspace. Planet killer class. Main gun charged, aimed at Alara Gold. Time froze. Jax stared at the monster in the sky. "They're going to glass the planet," he whispered. Syrah gripped her weapon. "Then we die fighting." Jax's eyes hardened. "No. We board it. We turn their weapon against them." The galaxy held its breath. Humans, once slaves, now stared death in the face. And death blinked first. The super dreadnought loomed over Alara Gold like a black moon ready to fall. Its main cannon glowed with building power, a hungry eye promising fire that would swallow the planet whole. Jax stood in the plaza with Syrah and the others, necks craned upward, the hum of charging weapons vibrating through their bones. No one ran. No one begged. They gripped weapons tighter. "Board it," Jax repeated, voice steady. "We take their biggest toy and make it ours." Syrah looked at him. "How?" "That thing's shields are thick as mountains." Jax pointed to the crashed black cruiser nearby. "We use what they left behind. They're stealth pods. Small, fast, invisible to sensors until too close. We launch from the surface, slip through the gaps." Rico grinned wide. "Crazy. I love it." They moved fast. Teams stripped the crashed cruiser of stealth pods, sleek black cylinders meant for silent insertions. Engineers patched them with whatever worked, human wiring, alien fuel cells, prayers. 50 volunteers stepped forward. Jax chose the sharpest, Lena for sniping, Rico for brute force, Syrah for leading the freed slaves who knew alien ship layouts from years of slavery. Hale rigged data spikes to hack doors once inside. One shot, Jax told them all. We fail, the planet dies. We succeed, the Empire bleeds. No long goodbyes. They climbed into pods. Hatches sealed. Launch rails fired. Pods shot upward silent as shadows, engines cold until the last second. The dreadnought's point defenses scanned space. Nothing. Pods drifted closer, tumbling like debris. At 5 kilometers, engines flared brief and hot. They punched through the outer shield like needles through skin. Alarms screamed inside the ship. Too late. Pods slammed into hangar bays, cutting holes with plasma torches. Humans poured out shooting. Jax hit the deck running, pistol blazing. First aliens fell before they understood what happened. Borders, one screamed. Humans. Chaos erupted. Corridors filled with laser fire and shouts. Rico charged a security team, power hammer swinging. Bones cracked. Lena picked off officers from vents. Syrah led a group deeper, whispering directions. Bridge is 3 decks up. Armory on the way. But the Empire had a secret weapon inside its own ship, a traitor. His name was Harlan. Once a human engineer captured early, promised freedom if he helped. He sold Jax's plan the moment the signal went out. Harlan waited in the shadows near the main reactor. When Jax's team passed, he triggered a lockdown. Blast doors slammed. Gas flooded halls, sleeping agent mixed with acid. Humans coughed, eyes burning. Some dropped. Jax felt his legs weaken. Fight it, he growled. He smashed a vent open with his rifle butt. Fresh air rushed in. His team crawled through ducts, dragging the fallen. Harlan watched on monitors, smiling. They're done. Jax reached the armory first. Doors forced open. Inside, rows of heavy plasma rifles, grenades, even powered armor suits the Empire never used on slaves. His people geared up fast. Now we hit hard, Jax said. They burst out shooting. Gas cleared slow. Aliens panicked. Humans in their own armor looked like nightmares. Rico in full power suit smashed through a Talon squad like paper. Syrah found the traitor Harlan hiding in a side room. She dragged him out by the throat. You sold us, she hissed. Harlan begged. I wanted to live. Syrah's eyes were ice. So did our children. She ended him quick. No words wasted. They pushed upward. Deck by deck. Losses mounted. Good people fell to lasers, claws, traps. Jax took a hit to the leg, burning pain, but kept moving. Bridge, he panted. Almost there. The final corridor was a killing field. Black Talons waited, elite of elites. They fought silent and deadly. Jax traded shots with their leader. Bolt for bolt. The Talon commander laughed. You primitives think you can take this ship? Jax dodged a claw swipe, rolled, came up firing. The shot punched through the commander's visor. He dropped. The rest broke. Humans charged past bodies. The bridge doors loomed. Hale jammed the data spike in. Codes raced. Doors hissed open. Inside, the captain stood shocked. Crew froze. Jax stepped in, rifle raised. Hands up. Or die. The captain snarled. You'll never control this beast. Jax smiled thin. Watch us. His team took stations. Hale hacked fast. I have helm. Weapons. Shields. Outside, the main cannon still charged, aimed at the planet. Jax walked to the viewport. Ilara gold spun below, beautiful and fragile. Target change, he ordered. Lock on the Empire supply fleet in orbit around Zorath Prime. Their richest world. Hale's fingers flew. New target set. The cannon hummed louder. Jax looked at the captain. You wanted slaves. Now watch your empire burn. The dreadnought fired. A beam of pure white death lanced across space. It struck the supply fleet. Ships vaporized in seconds. Secondary explosions chained, fuel depots, weapon caches, luxury habitats for nobles. Zorith Prime's sky lit up like a second sun. Screams broadcast galaxy-wide as nobles fled in escape pods. Panic spread. Slave worlds heard. More revolts ignited. The Emperor Zolthar watched from his throne, face pale for the first time. "Impossible," he whispered. "They turned our own weapon." Jax's team cheered wild. But alarms blared again. The Dreadnought's AI fought back. Self-destruct sequence started. Red countdown. 5 minutes. "We can't stop it from here," Hale said. "We need engineering core. Deep in the ship." Jax looked at his tired, bloody people. "Then we go deeper. Hold this bridge. I'll take a squad." He grabbed a plasma rifle. "If I don't come back, keep firing. Keep burning their worlds." He ran for the lifts. Doors closed behind him. The countdown ticked. Outside, the galaxy watched humans, once declared slaves, now holding the hammer of gods. But the hammer could crush them too. One wrong move, and the Dreadnought would take them all in fire. Jax descended into the beast's heart, rage burning brighter than any countdown. The final trap waited below. And betrayal's shadow still lingered. The countdown on the Dreadnought's bridge ticked down fast. 4 minutes left until self-destruct wiped everything. Jax raced through dark corridors deep in the ship's belly, squad of 10 behind him, boots pounding metal. Sweat stung his eyes. The air smelled of burnt wiring and fear. Alarms wailed like dying animals. He kicked open a side door. Inside, massive reactor cores hummed blue and angry, power lines thick as trees snaking everywhere. Engineers in black suits scrambled to stop the humans. Jax opened fire first. Plasma bolts lit the room. One engineer fell clutching his chest. Another tried to run. Rico caught him, slammed him against a console. "Where's the override?" Jax demanded. The engineer shook. "You can't stop it. It's locked. Emperor's code only." Jax pressed his rifle barrel to the alien's head. "Then give me the code." The engineer whispered numbers. Hale typed them fast. Screens flashed green. Countdown froze at 2 minutes. The squad cheered rough. "We own this beast now," Jax said. "Time to turn it loose." Above on the bridge, Syrah held the captain at gunpoint. The viewport showed Ilara Gold's safe below. No glassing today. Lena monitored sensors. More Empire ships incoming. Reinforcements. "They know we took the Dreadnought." Syrah smiled cold. "Let them come. We have their biggest gun." Hale's voice crackled over comms from engineering. "Reactors stable. Weapons hot. Shields at full. We can jump anywhere." Jax joined them on the bridge moments later, limping from the leg wound but standing tall. Blood crusted his uniform. He looked at the crew, humans who once wore chains, now masters of a planet killer. "The Empire declared us slaves," he said loud. "Now we declare war on their whole empire. No mercy. No prisoners. Burn their worlds until nothing remains." Cheers filled the bridge. The Dreadnought's engines roared to life. It turned slow, massive bulk swinging toward the incoming fleet. On Earth, the signal reached every hidden camp, every underground bunker. Jax's message broadcast wide: "We hold their superweapon. Rise now. Take everything." Factories that once made slave tools now churned weapons day and night. Countries that fought each other for centuries stood united. No borders. No old hates. Only one enemy. Scientists unlocked alien tech faster than ever, stolen shields on human ships, virus codes rewritten to target only aliens. Children learned to load guns instead of play. Old people told stories of the day chains fell. Hope turned to fury. Jax's face appeared on every screen. "They thought we would kneel forever. They were wrong. Earth is awake. And Earth is angry." The Dreadnought jumped to the next target, the Empire's credit hub on Nexus Prime. A glittering world of banks, vaults, and palaces where nobles counted stolen wealth. The ship dropped out of hyperspace close, too close for defenses. Alarms screamed across the planet. Nobles in silk robes ran for shuttles. Jax gave the order. Fire! The main cannon lit white. A beam thicker than rivers struck the central vault tower. Gold melted. Buildings vaporized. Secondary blasts chained through underground banks. Billions in credits turned to ash. Nobles screamed as escape ships exploded mid-launch. The planet's sky burned red. Slave pens below opened. Humans inside grabbed guards' weapons. Revolts exploded city-wide. Nexus Prime fell in hours. News spread galaxy-wide. Humans control the planet killer. Their worlds burn. Emperor Zolthar sat in his throne room, fists clenched so hard claws drew blood. Screens showed his empire cracking. Slave worlds rising. Fleets retreating. Advisors whispered fear. "We must negotiate," one said. Zolthar roared. "Negotiate with slaves? Never." He ordered his last reserve fleet, 20 dreadnoughts, the old ones, to intercept Jax's ship. "Crush them. Bring me their heads." But fear already lived in his voice. Jax's dreadnought waited in open space, shields glowing. The Empire fleet arrived, 20 black giants charging weapons. Jax stood on the bridge. "They outnumber us," Syrah said. Jax laughed low. "Numbers don't matter when you have rage." He ordered, "All weapons free. Target engines first. Cripple them. Then board." The dreadnought fired first. Beams lanced out. 3 Empire ships exploded in fireballs. The rest returned fire. Shields held, barely. Hull shook. Red alerts screamed. Jax's voice stayed calm. "Hold position. Draw them in." The enemy closed. Too close. Jax smiled. "Now." Boarding pods launched, hundreds. Humans in powered armor slammed into enemy hulls. They cut inside. Fought deck by deck. Rico led one team, smashing through corridors. Lena sniped officers from shadows. Syrah took another squad to engineering. They planted charges. Engines died one by one. Empire ships drifted helpless. Jax boarded the lead dreadnought himself. Corridors ran with blood, green and red. He fought to the bridge. Doors blasted. Inside, the Admiral waited with guards. "You are finished," the Admiral said. Jax raised his rifle. "Look around. Your fleet burns. Your empire dies." He fired. The Admiral fell. Jax took the bridge. "This is Jax. Surrender or die." Silence. Then white flags rose on remaining ships. But Jax shook his head. "No surrender. Not today." He ordered the captured ships turned on their own kind. Beams fired again. More explosions. The Empire fleet shattered. As the last ship burned, a message came through, Emperor Zolthar himself. His face pale, voice shaking. "Humans, we offer peace. Share the galaxy. End this." Jax stared at the screen. His people watched. "Peace," he said slow. "You chained our children. You laughed at our tears. You called us weak." He leaned closer. "Now you beg. But peace is too late." He cut the transmission. The dreadnought turned toward the Empire capital. Sensors showed the throne world ahead, shining, proud, doomed. Jax gripped the rail. Full speed. "We end this where it began." The ship jumped. The final assault loomed. But deep in the dreadnought, a hidden signal blinked, Harlan's old code, still active. A trap waited. One last betrayal. And the countdown to destruction started again. The dreadnought jumped out of hyperspace right on the edge of the Empire's capital system. The throne world, Zareth Prime, hung ahead like a jeweled poison, rings of orbital stations, defense platforms, and 1,000 warships circling it. Lights from the planet made it look peaceful from far away. But Jax knew better. This was the heart of the beast that had chained billions. He stood on the bridge, hands on the rail, staring through the viewport. The crew, humans who once scrubbed alien decks, now manned every station. Syrah at tactical. Rico at weapons. Lena on sensors. Hale running hacks. No one spoke much. The weight of what came next pressed heavy. Sensors lit up. "They see us," Lena said calm. Full fleet mobilizing. 30 capital ships, hundreds of fighters. Planetary shields at max. Jax nodded. Good. Let them come close. We want them crowded. He turned to the comms officer. Open a wideband channel. Every frequency. Let the whole galaxy hear. The officer nodded. Jax stepped forward. His voice carried clear and hard across stars. This is Jax of Earth. You declared us slaves. You took our homes. You laughed while we bled. Today that ends. We hold your planet killer. We hold your fate. Surrender your emperor. Or watch your civilizations burn. Silence followed. Then the Empire answered with fire. Beams lanced from defense platforms. The dreadnought shields flared blue-white, holding but straining. Hull groaned. They're testing us, Rico growled. Jax smiled thin. Let them test. We board the palace itself. The plan was simple and mad. The dreadnought would draw the fleet while stealth pods, refitted from earlier captures, launched silent. 50 pods. 500 humans in powered armor. Target, the Imperial Palace on the surface. The Emperor's own throne room. Jax led the strike team. I want Zolthar alive long enough to see his empire die, he said. Pods detached. They drifted like black seeds toward the planet. The dreadnought fired its main cannon, not at the fleet, but at the orbital ring. The beam cut through metal like butter. Stations exploded in chain reactions. Debris rained down, forcing Empire ships to dodge their own wreckage. Fighters swarmed. The dreadnought's point defenses shredded them. Syrah kept the ship dancing, evasive burns, shield flares, counterfire. We hold them, she reported. Go get the bastard. Jax's pod hit atmosphere hard. Heat shields glowed. They punched through clouds over the capital city. Below, golden spires, marble streets, statues of past emperors. Slaves still worked in chains even now. Pods slammed into palace grounds, gardens, courtyards, rooftops. Hatches blew open. Humans poured out shooting. Palace guards, elite in gold armor, rushed to meet them. Lasers met plasma. Jax landed in the central courtyard. He rolled out firing. 2 guards dropped. Rico beside him smashed a third with a power fist. Lena climbed a tower fast, set up sniper perch. Clearing paths, she said over comms. Syrah's voice crackled from orbit. Fleet thinning. We're buying time. Hurry. They fought inward. Corridors wide as streets, walls hung with banners of conquered worlds. Humans moved room to room. Traps triggered, floor spikes, gas vents, auto turrets. One squad lost half to a collapsing ceiling. Jax pushed on. Blood slicked his boots. A black Talon commander blocked the Grand Hall. Tall, armored black, dual energy blades. You die here, primitive, it snarled. Jax charged. Blades clashed against his rifle stock. Sparks flew. He ducked a swing, drove a knee into the Talon's gut. Armor dented. The Talon slashed. Jax took a cut across ribs, hot pain, but grabbed the blade arm, twisted, snapped it. The Talon roared. Jax finished it with a point-blank shot. The hall doors loomed ahead. Inside the throne room, vast, dark, lit by glowing crystals. Emperor Zolthar stood on the raised dais, black cape flowing, crown heavy on his head. Guards flanked him, dozens. Jax's team burst in. Fighting exploded again. Rico barreled through, tossing guards like dolls. Lena's shots dropped officers from the balcony. Syrah's orbital support sent precision strikes, small beams punching through palace roof, vaporizing reinforcements. Jax walked straight at Zolthar. Guards charged. He cut them down one by one. Plasma burned flesh. Bodies fell. Zolthar watched, face twisting from rage to something new, fear. Jax stopped at the dais steps. Kneel, he said. Zolthar laughed shaky. You think you've won? My empire is vast. You are one ship. Jax raised his rifle. Your empire is ash already. Your slaves rise. Your fleets burn. Your nobles flee. And you stand alone. Zolthar's hand went to a hidden panel. A red button. Self-destruct for the palace. If I die, this world dies with me. Jax stepped closer. Then die knowing we live. He fired. The shot hit Zolthar's shoulder. The Emperor staggered. Jax closed the distance. Grabbed him by the throat. Lifted him off the ground. Zolthar clawed at Jax's arm. "Mercy," he gasped. Jax's eyes were stone. "You showed none." He squeezed. Zolthar's neck snapped. The body dropped limp. Silence fell. The throne room stank of blood and smoke. Jax looked at his people, bleeding, exhausted, victorious. Outside, palace alarms wailed. Empire ships in orbit broke formation. Some fled. Some surrendered. The dreadnought above held position. Syrah's voice came soft. "It's over. The Emperor is dead." Jax stared at the body. "Not over. Not yet." He turned to the viewport. The capital city burned in pockets. Slaves tore down statues. Cheers rose from streets. But deep sensors pinged. A hidden fleet, Zolthar's last secret reserve, emerging from behind the planet's moon. Bigger. Meaner. A final trap. Jax gripped his rifle tighter. "They're coming for revenge. Let them try." The war wasn't finished. Earth's fury still had work to do. And the stars would remember this day forever. The throne room fell silent except for the crackle of dying fires and the distant roar of orbital battles. Emperor Zolthar's body lay crumpled at the foot of his own throne, neck twisted at a wrong angle, eyes wide in final shock. Jax stood over him, breathing hard, blood dripping from his knuckles. The palace guards who survived dropped weapons one by one. They knelt, not in loyalty, but in terror. Rico kicked a rifle away from the nearest one. "Stay down," he growled. Lena swept the room with her scope from the balcony. "No more coming. Palace is ours." Syrah walked to the massive viewport. Outside, the capital city burned in patches. Slave collars popped open as hidden signals triggered. Humans poured into streets, tearing down empire banners, raising fists. Cheers rose like thunder. Jax activated the throne's comms panel. Hale's hack gave him full access. He spoke into the galaxy-wide broadcast. "This is Jax. The Emperor is dead. His palace is taken. His fleets break. Every world that chained humans, listen. Your time ends now." He turned to the dreadnought still hanging in orbit. "Syrah, status." Her voice came strong. "We control the planet killer. Enemy ships retreat or surrender. We're ready for your orders." Jax looked at the dead Emperor one last time. "Target their core worlds. The ones they built on our blood. Fire when ready." The dreadnought's main cannon charged again. This time no warning. The beam lanced toward the Empire's forge world, Kragther Forge, where human slaves had built weapons for centuries. The planet's orbital yards vanished first. Then the surface factories melted. Molten metal rivers flowed where cities stood. Secondary blasts from stored munitions lit the atmosphere like fireworks. Billions of credits in war machines turned to slag. Slave pens cracked open. Humans inside rose, grabbing tools as weapons. The forge world that armed the Empire now armed its destroyers. Next target, the pleasure moon of Valera Lux. Noble's paradise. Golden domes, crystal lakes, gardens fed by stolen water from conquered planets. The dreadnought fired precise strikes. Domes shattered. Lakes boiled. Nobles who once watched slave fights for fun now ran screaming through smoke. Escape yachts launched in panic. Most exploded mid-flight from point defense fire. The moon's luxury turned to ash. Across the galaxy, other races watched in horror. News feeds showed humans, once called weak, erasing entire civilizations with cold fury. Jax's team moved fast. They secured the palace armory. Powered armor suits for every fighter. Advanced weapons stacked high. Hale cracked the Empire's central data core. Billions of files spilled open, maps of hidden bases, slave transport routes, secret weapons vaults. They had backups, Hale said. Emergency fleets. But scattered. "We can hunt them." Jax nodded. We will. No loose ends. On Earth, factories roared louder. Old assembly lines now built human dreadnoughts using stolen designs. Scientists fused alien tech with human rage, shields that absorbed energy, guns that punched through armor like paper. Children no longer hid. They trained. Women and men who once cooked and farmed now led squads. One message repeated everywhere: never again. Earth's population swelled with returned slaves. Ships full of freed humans landed daily. They brought stories of torture, of lost families. Each story fed the fire. The dreadnought jumped again. This time to the Empire's archive world, where records of every conquest were stored. Massive crystal spires held history. The cannon fired once. Spires cracked. Data crystals exploded in cascades of light. Trillions of years of Empire glory erased in seconds. No more proof of their greatness. Only ash. Jax watched from the bridge feed. They wrote our slavery into history. Now we erase theirs. But victory tasted bitter with cost. Reports came in. Some human squads pushed too far, got cut off, died hard. Rico lost a brother in a boarding action. Lena's shoulder bled from a fresh wound. Syrah's voice cracked once on comms when she spoke of a dead friend. Jax felt every loss like a knife. He didn't sleep. He planned. We finish this clean, he told them. No more chains anywhere. Emperor's death triggered chaos. Empire admirals turned on each other. Fleets fought for scraps of power. Slave worlds fell one after another. On distant outposts, aliens abandoned posts, fled in stolen shuttles. Other races, once silent, now sent messages. We stand with humans. Some offered help. Most just watched in fear. The galaxy learned a new truth. Push humans too far, and they don't just fight back. They end you. Jax stood in the throne room again. He sat on Zolthar's chair, not to rule, but to think. The seat felt cold. He looked at the stars through the cracked viewport. We erased their civilizations, he said quiet. But what now? Syrah entered. The last holdouts gather at the rim. A final stand. They call it the last wall. Jax rose. Then we break it. He walked to the comms. All ships. All worlds. This is the endgame. Earth's fury isn't done. We go to the rim. We finish what they started. The dreadnought turned. Engines flared. Behind it, a growing human fleet followed. Captured ships, new builds, old shuttles patched with hope and hate. The rim waited. The last Empire remnants waited. Jax gripped the rail. His eyes burned. They wanted slaves. They got ghosts. The stars blurred as the ship jumped. The final battle loomed. But deep in the data core Hale watched. A single red light blinked. A hidden protocol. Zolthar's last laugh. A doomsday virus aimed at human worlds. It waited for the right moment. The erasure wasn't complete yet. One spark could burn everything humans had won. Jax didn't know. Not yet. But the Fury still had one more test. The dreadnought and its growing human fleet dropped out of hyperspace at the edge of the rim sector. Ahead lay the last wall, a massive defensive line the dying Empire had thrown together in desperation. 50 surviving capital ships formed a wall of black steel and glowing shields. Behind them floated fortress stations bristling with cannons, minefields drifting like invisible death, and the last loyal admirals barking orders. They had one goal: stop the humans here, or the galaxy would see the Empire erased completely. Jax stood on the bridge, staring at the sensor display. Red icons filled the screen. They're betting everything on this stand, he said quiet. Syrah checked tactical. Shields at full. Numbers favor them. But we have the planet killer and rage on our side. Rico cracked his knuckles. Rage wins wars. Jax nodded. Then let's make them remember why. The Emperor's final offer of peace had been a lie. Jax knew it the moment the message came. Hidden in the transmission was a coded virus, Zolthar's last trap. Hale caught it before it spread. It would have fried our ships from inside. Targeted human DNA signatures in the air recyclers. Clever. But dead. Jax destroyed the code personally. No more tricks. We end this face to face. He opened comms to the fleet. All ships. This is the last wall. They think it holds us. We prove them wrong. Hit hard. Hit fast. No retreat. Cheers rolled across every channel. Engines flared. The human armada charged. The battle started with silence, then thunder. The dreadnought's main cannon fired first. A white lance struck the center fortress station. Shields buckled. Metal peeled away. The station exploded outward, debris shredding nearby Empire cruisers. Mines detonated in chain reactions. The wall cracked in the middle. Empire ships returned fire. Beams hammered the dreadnought's shields. Hull sections glowed red. Holding, Syrah reported. But not forever. Jax ordered, boarding teams launch. Take their flagships. Make them fight hand to hand. Pods and assault shuttles poured out, thousands. Humans in powered armor slammed into enemy hulls. Cutting torches burned. Breaches opened. Inside, corridors became slaughterhouses. Jax led the strike on the command dreadnought, the biggest remaining Empire ship. His pod hit the hangar bay. Doors blew. He charged out firing. Empire Marines met him. Lasers crisscrossed. A bolt grazed his helmet. He kept moving. Rico beside him smashed a Marine squad with a power hammer. Bodies flew. Lena covered from high vents, headshots dropping officers. They pushed deck by deck toward the bridge. Alarms screamed. Bulkheads sealed. Humans cut through with plasma torches. On one level, a trap waited, gas vents opened. Acid mist sprayed. Jax's visor sealed just in time. He threw a grenade ahead. Boom. Vents collapsed. They pressed on. The Empire admirals watched from their bridges in horror. Primitives boarding capital ships, one shouted. Impossible. But it happened. Human teams took engine rooms, shut down reactors. Weapons batteries went dark. Ships drifted helpless. One admiral tried to ram the human dreadnought. Jax's ship evaded smooth, then countered with a close-range broadside. The ramming ship split in half. Fire bloomed silent in vacuum. Jax reached the command dreadnought's bridge. Doors resisted. Hale's remote hack opened them. Inside, the admiral stood with guards, face pale. "You cannot win," he said. "Even if you take this ship, our reserves—" Jax cut him off. "Your reserves are burning on other fronts. Your emperor is dead. Your empire is dust." The admiral lunged with a blade. Jax sidestepped, grabbed the arm, twisted. Snap. The admiral screamed. Guards charged. Rico met them head-on. Fists and plasma. Lena's shots cleared the rest. Jax walked to the admiral. "You offered peace once. We decline." He ended it clean. The bridge fell silent. Jax took the controls. "This ship is ours now. Turn its guns on your own fleet." The captured dreadnought opened fire on the wall. Beams tore through allies. Empire formation shattered. Ships tried to flee. Human fighters chased them down. Fortress stations cracked under repeated cannon strikes from the planet killer. One by one, the last wall crumbled. Debris fields grew thick. Escape pods launched in panic, most shot down. The rim sector turned into a graveyard of black hulls. Jax stood on the captured bridge, watching the last Empire cruiser explode. Silence settled over comms. Then cheers, raw, exhausted, victorious. Syrah's voice came soft. "It's over. The last wall is gone. No more organized resistance." Rico slumped against a console. "We did it." Lena lowered her rifle. "For everyone they chained." Jax looked at the stars. Billions of lights, worlds once ruled by fear, now free. Slave signals went quiet. Humans everywhere raised their heads. But one last transmission came through. A hidden bunker on a dead moon. A surviving admiral, voice broken. "We surrender. All remaining forces stand down. The Empire is finished." Jax stared at the screen. "Transmit to every world. The war ends today. Humans are free. And we remember. He cut the feed. No gloating. No speeches. Just quiet. The human fleet gathered. Ships damaged but proud. They turned toward home, Earth, the rim worlds, every freed planet. Jax walked to the viewport. They declared us slaves, he said to no one. Until Earth's fury erased them. The stars looked different now. Cleaner. Brighter. No chains left in the dark. Yet in the quiet, Jax felt the weight. So many dead. So much blood. He touched the scar on his ribs. We paid the price, he whispered. But we kept our soul. The fleet jumped for home. The galaxy healed slow. Other races watched from afar, some in awe, some in fear. Humans stood tall. Not conquerors. Survivors. And the fury that once burned hot now cooled to watchful strength. The end of one empire. The beginning of something new. The human fleet emerged from hyperspace one last time over the shattered remnants of the Empire's core. No more last wall. No more admirals. Only silence and drifting wreckage filled the void where proud fleets once ruled. Jack stood on the bridge of the captured dreadnought, now renamed Fury of Earth, watching stars through the cracked viewport. The planet killer's cannon still hummed low, ready but held back. Around them, thousands of human ships gathered, patched shuttles, stolen cruisers, new hulls fresh from Earthyards. Flags of old nations flew beside a new one, a black field with a red fist breaking chains. Billions watched from every freed world. This was the end. Jax opened the final broadcast. His voice carried to every corner of the galaxy, simple and hard. This is Jax. The Galactic Empire is gone. Their emperor lies dead in his own palace. Their worlds burn. Their slaves stand free. We did not ask for this war. They forced it when they put chains on our wrists and laughed at our pain. They called us weak. Primitives. Slaves. They were wrong. He paused. The silence stretched across stars. Today we finish what they started. No more mercy. No more hiding. Earth's fury erases what remains. The order came quiet. Target the capital remnants. Fire. The dreadnought's cannon lit white once more. The beam struck the throne world, Zareth Prime. Orbital stations vanished first. Then the surface. Golden cities melted. Marble cracked and boiled. Underground bunkers collapsed under heat that burned hotter than suns. Billions of years of alien history turned to glowing slag in minutes. Secondary blasts from buried arsenals lit the planet like a dying star. Atmosphere burned away. Oceans steamed to nothing. The jewel of the Empire became a black cinder floating in space. One by one, the last holdout worlds followed. Kragther Forge's molten ruins got a final strike, any hidden factories still working shut down forever. Valera Luxa's pleasure domes, already ash, received cleansing fire to make sure no noble survived in secret shelters. Archive moons cracked open. Data spires that once recorded conquests now scattered as cosmic dust. Slave planets, hundreds, watched their old masters' worlds die. Humans there cheered raw. Some cried. Most just stood taller. Chains gone. Collars shattered. They were people again. Jax walked the corridors of the dreadnought after the last shot. Crews saluted silent as he passed. Rico leaned against a bulkhead, arm in a sling from the final boarding. "It's done," he said. Jax nodded. "Almost." They reached the observation deck. Earth appeared on the main screen, blue and green, healing slow from scars of invasion. Cities rebuilt. Fields grew again. Children played without fear. Jax touched the glass. "We kept it safe," he whispered. Reports flooded in. Other races sent messages, some fearful, some grateful. The once silent species that watched the Empire crush worlds now spoke careful words. "Humans are not to be chained," one ambassador said. "We will not forget." Trade offers came. Alliances proposed. Jax answered short. "We trade as equals. We ally as friends. But cross us and you burn too." No threats needed. The galaxy already knew. On Earth, Jax returned home weeks later. The shuttle landed in a field outside a rebuilt city. People waited, thousands. No parade. No crowns. Just quiet crowds. A young girl ran forward, hugged his leg. "Thank you," she said. Jax knelt. "Thank the ones who fought. The ones who didn't come back." He looked up. Faces he knew. Faces he lost. Mara the engineer. Lena the sniper. Friends gone but never forgotten. Their names carved on a new monument in the capital. Simple stone with red fist above. Jax addressed the world one last time from a balcony. Wind carried his words. "We were slaves once. Not anymore. We rose. We fought. We won. But victory costs. So many gone. So much broken. We rebuild not for revenge, but for tomorrow. No empire rises on our watch. No chains return. Humans stand free. And if anyone tries to take that freedom, they meet Earth's fury again." The crowd roared. Not wild. Steady. Strong. Years passed slow. Jax grew older. Scars faded but never left. He walked fields where battles once raged. Children learned history, not of weakness, but of rage that saved them. Ships patrolled stars, not to conquer, but to guard. The galaxy changed. Old empire ruins became warnings. Here arrogance died, markers read. Other races respected the line humans drew. No more declarations of slavery. No more laughs at primitives. One night Jack stood on a hill overlooking the rebuilt city. Stars bright above. He thought of the bunker where it started. The chains. The rage. The first blood. He spoke to the dark. "They declared us slaves. Until Earth's fury erased their entire civilizations." A soft wind answered. He smiled small. No regret. Only peace earned in fire. The story ended not with thunder, but quiet strength. Humans looked to stars, not as prey, but as equals who paid the price. The galaxy feared them now. Not because they sought war, but because they finished it when forced. And they never forgot. Earth stood tall. Free. Unbroken. The fury slept. But it never died. The end.